My upbringing was a bit hard, so at 14, I ran away from home. When I found out I was pregnant for the first time, I didn't know where to go. So I slept in cars.
Growing up, I had a very abusive upbringing. Lost my virginity before I was 10. I was physically, emotionally abused.
At 22 years old, when I found out that I was pregnant again, I just felt so much shame. I had no one to turn to.
When I found out I was pregnant, I perceived this pregnancy as another injustice upon my body, just like the abuse, just like the assaults. I didn't ask for this.
So I went to Planned Parenthood. It was just the ugliest surgical room ever. And then when you go in there, they don't put you to sleep. And there's an aluminum pan by the bed. And they just left it there. And I remember looking at them and I was like, is that it right there? And they're like, yeah. You know, you just see it sitting there and they're just rushing me out because they have another patient coming in. It wasn't a good day.
I was at Planned Parenthood. I went from being in a complete haze, not understanding what was going on, to all of a sudden, I'm sitting in this room by myself with this fetus, 16 years old, unaware of life in so many areas, but in this moment, I woke up. I knew what I was looking at, and it wasn't a fetus. It was a baby. It was my baby. I can't even say the word abortion for years. And this was after I knew who Jesus was, after I knew his restorative love. There was just something in me that just had such a hard time going back to that room that by the time I came to this class, I was ready to start speaking about it. I was able to dig deeper. And there's something really powerful about feeling like you're not the only one.
When I went to the class, I realized that I had taken away something that God had given me as a gift. But because his redemption is so great that I am forgiven, you know, that he does love me, that he doesn't hate me for what I did. I couldn't have done it without him, you know, and in this class, it really showed me like that light.
Really diving deep, naming the baby. It felt like a privilege. I'm gonna get to name you. I'm gonna get to pray for you. I'm going to do all the things I never got to do. You know, I never got a chance to carry my baby, wrap it in my arms, or do any of that stuff, but I was able to go in there with Jesus and say, this is your name. This is what I would have called you. That's different.
When I heard everyone else's story, it's what helped break the ice with how I felt about my abortion. Hearing the other women's stories, it opened up and shined a light on what Jesus wanted me to see. It wasn't just sisters in Christ where you could meet at church. It was we were connected by a trauma, you know, that turned into a testimony. And after this class, I do feel set free. I know I went through what I went through to help women in times when they feel alone and broken. Alternatives doesn't just take care of you as a mother. They actually speak the word of Jesus in you, and that's the main thing that helps women.